Hello, I'm Director Bang Jisung, the hair wizard who looks after your hair. Mentioning gender, male or female, is quite sensitive these days. So, it's not truly male pattern hair loss versus female pattern hair loss. Rather, these terms can be used to describe it. Male pattern hair loss follows a distinct pattern, whereas female pattern hair loss is less predictable. It's unpredictable. Male pattern hair loss is a hereditary type where hormonal influence causes specific areas to weaken. The most commonly seen area is the front, where the hair usually starts to recede. That's why patients sometimes ask, why is it M-shaped? It progresses in such a way that it resembles the letter M of the English alphabet. So we call it M-shaped hair loss, but that's not quite right. Actually, we just call it that for convenience. But anyway, when areas here, or along the hair parting, or the crown of the head, start weakening, thinning, and not growing well, we often refer to this as male pattern hair loss. Female pattern hair loss is largely unpredictable. What we typically observe is a noticeable thinning along the hair parting, often accompanied by irregularly scattered areas where hair density has significantly decreased. Therefore, given its widespread distribution, we frequently categorize it as an atypical form of diffuse hair loss. But lately, I've been noticing that many men and women have a mix of both types. A patient came in thinking he only had M-shaped hair loss, but when I checked his hair density, I found significant thinning in the middle area, not just the crown of the head. It's often a mixed type, a more complex form. There are also women who come in worried about this area, and upon examination it seems they might be starting to experience hair loss there too. So it's definitely not true that men only get male type hair loss and women only get female type. So when your hair gets wet, either from water or sweat, and a certain area looks sparse, you need to consider if you're losing the actual number of hairs, if the hair thickness is decreasing, or if both the count and the thickness are diminishing. If you're losing hair, that's likely hair loss. The causes vary. While there are various causes like hereditary factors, diet, and stress, it's considered hair loss. But thinning hair, though it may look sparse, isn't necessarily full-blown hair loss. So, while the distinction between male and female pattern hair loss isn't always clear, if you notice more thinning from the front, I'd say it's closer to male pattern hair loss. Or if someone else points it out, what we call thinning at the crown. You know how they say the inner hair, the thinning at the crown, is gone? So, if this area looks sparse or weakened when wet with sweat or water, I explained that it's closer to female pattern hair loss. Patients often ask, do I have male pattern hair loss? Or female hair loss? My answer is, I don't know. Instead, I objectively explain, here's how it is. Here, the hair has lost some thickness and weakened, and over here, the hair density has decreased a bit. This is how I explain it. Please don't rigidly classify the specific form of hair loss, whether it's male or female pattern. I caution against this because people often follow a standardized treatment plan, assuming male pattern hair loss requires medication, while female pattern hair loss does not. They ask, I don't have that hair loss, so why take medicine? But it's not so. It's not so black and white, so I advise you to take a broader view. If you experience symptoms of hair loss, it would be beneficial to visit a nearby clinic and consult with a professional. Today we've briefly looked into male pattern hair loss and female pattern hair loss, although the lines aren't always clear. If you're still uncertain about which type of hair loss you have, visiting a clinic would be advisable. Thank you for your attention.